What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about SwiftCoin today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Let's get into it. This video is at the request of, let me see, barraging Barobu? Barraging Barobu? Anyways, let's get into this. This one's for you, my friend. All right, so we're at about 1.6 cents. I lost my pride indeed. A little bit lower. A little bit lower we have gone, and a little bit lower still we might have to go. If we look at this relative low here, the relative low to the relative high on a fib perspective, we are at the 0.5. This is an area that a lot of cryptos have liked to find resistance and support at, over the past couple weeks. But, certain things like that do phase in and they phase out as well. This could be that time where things start to phase out of this 0.5 support or resistance. Or maybe this is one of those fleeting moments where we still cling to the 0.5 and we look to it as support. Maybe it is. But if not, the more probable outcome with everything set aside, what we're doing over the past couple weeks, what we've been doing over the past couple months, just the standard outcome of what we're doing here would be, the expectation would be to go to the golden ratio. And then you just look at the price action itself, it would make total sense to go back to where previous areas of resistance were, which that's right in your golden ratio, to find support, right? So if we look at this thing on a 4-hour basis, right now where you're finding support, it's the 0.5, but it's also atop of this little resistance point here, okay? If we put a line right at the low here, I'm just curious to see. Right, you skimmed this. I think it's good enough. You don't have to go lower, but I'm under the impression you do. Let's just see. You broke out of this little range here, your little flat base here. You broke out of it with not much volume at all. So if it does persist, it doesn't persist by much, right? Which does give the inclination, the nod of approval that you probably would find support at this 1.22 to 1.42 cent area. You're at 1.6 cents now, so something in that zone. If we look at the 4-hour time, if we look at the 4-hour RSI, sorry, the 4-hour time frame, we're already at the 4-hour time frame. The 4-hour RSI, we have lower highs, lower lows. You do have a bit of a double bottom here, but it's too far away. I don't think it has any relevance. I do think you move lower. I definitely do think you move lower. I mean, it looks like you're going to move lower now. Let's see. What about the 1 hour? You do have some bullish divergence going on there. If I'm wrong, then you might only move just a hair lower. You might see a 4-hour that closes below about 1.578 cents. Maybe you do close somewhere closer, something like that. Maybe you have a low that's somewhere closer, and then you bounce up. So all I'm saying by this is, if you're looking to buy SwiftCoin, okay, if you're looking to buy it, you hear me talking about it going down to 1.22 cents to 1.42 cents. You hear that and you're thinking, oh, it's at 1.6 cents now, I'll just wait and buy more. Don't count on that. Don't count on that, because while that is the expectation, while it looks to be that way, I have a feeling that you might find support above these areas. But if not, stick with the expectation. It really could happen. I'm just saying, if I was looking to invest in SwiftCoin and buy some, and I had no SwiftCoin at all, I'd probably just suck it up and buy some right here, expecting the price to go down, and then inevitably waiting my turn, being patient, because who cares about this little bit? From the relative high to where we are now, it's at 67, 65%. And I know anybody who's buying it here, you definitely had your eyes on it here. And how much FOMO did you feel up here? How much did you want to buy it here? Maybe you did buy some there even, you know what I mean? So I'm just saying, a 65% discount from that price up here, this very appealing FOMO-rific price up here, in comparison, yeah, it's actually a really good value. So if you want to hold out for that little bit left, go ahead. Maybe it comes, maybe it doesn't, but inevitably we will retrace and see prices that are higher than this. So if you want to hold out for the little bit, go for it. But if you just want to get in and say screw it, you want the big stick instead, well, let's go over what the big stick has to bring for us. I hope that doesn't sound too what's the word I'm looking for? Let's just say dirty. Hope that doesn't sound too dirty. High to a low here. 2272 extension hit as resistance. You could pull back to the 100 to the 886 area. That's kind of uncommon. That's a very deep retracement, but hey man, you had a very significant pump, so significant retracements will follow. I don't like this fib. I don't like this fib. Let's see if we can use something else. Hold on. I do like it. It served its purpose, but this one might be better. Let's use this one from a high to a low. Still at the 2272. But here, all the way up at the 2272, pulling back to the 1414. This I like more. It makes more sense to me. So likely your next target area at a minimum would be about 7.8 cents. But personally, going to your 2272 like this, if you pulled back to your 1886 and it was rather immediate and then you continued, I would think you find resistance here. Being that you've consolidated now for about a month, you've had a deep pullback down to the 1414, maybe even down to the 1272, down at 1.29 cents. You really could go down there, you guys. Just saying. I want to be clear too. I'm not saying you don't go lower. I am expecting that you go lower, but there's this gut feeling I have inside me that says that you might not go as low as what we're projecting. So if you want to not play this emotional guessing game and just get in, I think it's a wise opportunity. If you already have a lot of SwiftCoin, you're just looking to add to the stack, you might have the availability to be more patient and allow this thing to come to you more, you know. And then of course, if we go up above 2 cents, I would say just FOMO in at that point, because for above 2 cents, likely the bottom is confirmed. We're likely going to retrace and see higher prices in a matter of no time. But the 2618, again, that would be where I would normally expect your next stopping point to be. But with this phase of consolidation, perhaps you go higher, perhaps you do. From this price here to the 2618, the very technical next target would be a 4.8x, okay, at a minimum. The next target from there would be an 11.3 cent price, which is a 600% 7x growth from here. And then, of course, the 3113 at the top of this money zone here is at about a 9.5x. So I don't know about you guys, but I think a 8x, was that an 8x? No, sorry, 7x to a 9.5x, a 10x. Very possible. Very, very possible over the coming weeks by the end of March, right? That's kind of the expected outcome. If you were to take off, if this thing ignites and we go on a moon mission, perhaps you go all the way up to 30 cents, 38 cents. That's very possible as well. But I really do like this 11.3 to 15 cent area, 15.3. 11.3 cents to 15.3 cent area. I like that a lot from the price here at 1.6 cents right now. If we take this high to low, we don't know where this low is, so we can't take the high to low yet. But if we take this high to low here, the 3618 lines up very well with that 15 cent, 16 cent area. So that might be where you top off. Yeah, if you go a little bit above this, I wouldn't be surprised, right? It's so far away. I wouldn't be surprised, right? But what I mean by it's so far away is, I mean, this high to low, it already happened, right? You're on different retracements now. You're playing off of this extension. You're playing off of this extension. This one too. You've got 3 in the way. Things might get muddied, and the 3113, it's common enough to go just a little bit above it. So you could go right to about 16, 18 cents. I accept that as a possibility. Probably not above 20 cents by the end of March, but if you do, you probably don't stop at 20 cents. You probably go to 30 to 40 cents, but I don't think that happens. I think the most appropriate guess right now would be something at a bare minimum of about 8 cents, but I don't think you stop there. Likely, it's going to be 11.3 to 16 cents, maybe even 18.7 cents at the most, yeah. So that's what I think for SwiftCoin. That's what I think is going to happen. I want to look at the short-term stuff again just real quick and confirm some stuff real quick. Lower lows on the weekly RSI, higher lows in the price, good looks, of course. What are you doing here from this low to that high? 382 pullback. I mean, guys, this, you really could. It's very common, okay? Very, very, very common to find support after finding an immaculate move up, which I think this was immaculate. I think this is a very strong move up. It's very common to find support on your 382, okay? It's absolutely common to do that. So a little bit lower from here might actually be the right call. Something around 1.5 cents, which we're basically at now. You tipped it, you skimmed it. You don't have to go lower. There's nothing that says you have to, but likely you do. A little bit lower from here. So not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but if you wait like a day, maybe even by the end of 2 days, you might have lower prices to buy, but just not, they're so insignificant that it doesn't really matter. When compared to the upside growth that we have, I mean, we're talking about, I guess 9% is worth holding out for, and you probably would go a little bit below there. I mean, it's probably an over 10% drop, so it's worth holding out for maybe. I keep going back and forth, and I know people love that. I'm going to stick with it. Okay, I'm going to change my mind from the beginning of this video. I think, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I think if you buy here, just tell yourself that you have to be okay with the price going lower. If you don't buy here, tell yourself you have to be okay with the price going higher without you. But I do still think that you probably do go below 1.5 cent. You're at 1.62 cents now, so a little bit lower to go, okay? Unless of course I'm wrong, and you find support here, you're establishing an uptrend in the 1 hour, which could inevitably reverse this downtrend in the 4 hour. If you're doing that, invalidate me, prove to me that you're not going lower, which you actually might, man, because you've got these like 3 prongs down here. It's like the trident of truth. if you want to prove me wrong, let's go from a high to a low here. If you don't want to go lower than this, then all I would ask is that you go to prices that are above 2 cents. If you get above 2 cents, you are no longer going lower. You are going higher to those targets, retracing like I talked about. It's probably not going to happen overnight. It probably takes time. These targets that we were talking about are end of the month March targets, very beginning of April targets. So we're not even in the month of March yet. We're at the end of February. So a lot of time from now, or a little bit of time, but still decent. It's not going to happen tomorrow. You break above 2 cents, that would convince me that I might be wrong here. But if you don't, if you just continue going lower, of course, take out that low and I will be right. So anyways, guys, that's all I got for you. Hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. It's not about being right or wrong. It's about setting yourself up for the upcoming pumps. Here's what I mean by it's not about being right or wrong. You could buy here thinking that it's going to pump from here, and you could be wrong. And then you could buy more, even though you were wrong, and you could be set up even better for the pumps, right? It's not about being right or wrong. It's about risk management. And I suppose good risk management here would be don't throw all your eggs in one basket at this price. Maybe wait and see. It might be less risky if you wait for 2 cents. And I know it sounds weird, but being here at 1.6 cents, I'd feel more comfortable throwing the hammer down at 2 cents or higher than I would here. And certainly I think below 1.5 cents would be another comfortable area to throw the hammer down as well. So nothing wrong with DCAing, nothing wrong with putting it in layers and just letting it play out. That's all I got. Hit the like button, subscribe. None of this is financial advice. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.